Amazing. So another testimonial. So we've got my good client here, Jason. Keen to just go through his story, how he felt during the process, and some of the results that he got. So Jason, if you could do the honors of introducing yourself, just your age, what you do for work, and where you were 6 months ago now.
Right, so my name is Jason Chase. I am 58 years old. I work in distribution, office-based job, but I work remotely, so it's a lot of sitting in front of a computer. When I started my journey, I was started at 130 odd kilos. I met Asha when I was down to about 129. Today, we are now circling the drain at 114. So yeah, a big drop. Feeling really good, feeling really positive about things, feeling energetic. So yeah, it's been a great journey. Is it? Would it been 6 months? God, it's gone.
Yeah, time flies. And just for context, what had you tried before in terms of weight loss before joining us?
So it's always been around training. So it's always been around the gym, lifting more, walking more, running more, going heavier. And what I thought was managing a diet, but not really looking at the macros, not counting calories. So not doing any of that, just assuming the eating protein, cutting out carbs, that was enough. So nowhere near the detailed level that I was able to go through with your level one program. So I think the actual lifting and pushing had a certain effect. So I got bigger. I was muscular, but what I wasn't doing was losing weight. And so I would just go in this circle of smashing the gym for 6 months, 7 months, nothing really changing. Being disheartened, coming away for 6, 7 months, nothing really changed. And then going back to the gym again, trying to, with a new idea, a new plan. So it was a circle, but I wasn't seeing a difference between training and not training. What I thought was monitoring food and not monitoring food, it was just staying the same.
Hmm.
But gradually, if anything, just my weight was just creeping up slowly.
Hmm. And what was the decision maker for you where you were like, you know what, I need some support with this?
It was holiday. So I went away in the October. We went to Senegal. And it's a lot of guys my age, some a bit younger. And we all, well, they looked terrible to me. So in my eyes, I didn't look like them. And my wife gave me the reality check of, you all look the same. You're all really out of shape and you look as bad as they do. So from there, I started researching what could I do differently and still looking at the training side of things. And that sort of tripped on looking at it, knowing that Christmas was coming up, and let's start after that. And that's when I saw your clip up on LinkedIn. I thought, okay. The attraction for me was the gym part. I knew I had that. That was kind of irrelevant for me, but it was the dietary side. I thought this is the one key I haven't done,
Hmm.
and how to monitor it, and the ways that you described how would be able to monitor the foods, what goes in, what goes out, why you would do these things, why you wouldn't do that, how to measure it, and just being so easy doing it with the apps on your phone and on your watch. I thought, actually, this isn't rocket science now. It's not pen and paper. I can actually work this out. So hence signing up with you, got myself an Apple Watch, didn't think I needed one, but the whole ecosystem has been a godsend because I can record and I like the being able to look back
Yeah,
at what
yeah,
I've done.
that's key.
So when and especially now as I'm in, I know there's things I can get away with when I see a spike. And I know there's things that actually I just can't touch. I know that all little cheat, no. So some of the tips and tricks that you've given me to help me get over that. The chocolate with the banana and the peanut butter. Oh my god. It's amazing that a square of chocolate, a dollop of peanut butter and half a banana is actually replacing that whole half a kilo bar of Cadbury's whole nut that I would have eaten before, or the Tony Chocolonis. It's amazing that this just getting that sweet hit was enough.
Hmm.
The volume isn't required, and to remove things like moving bread out of the diet, but moving in vegetables, meat. I love chicken thighs. Me and my little Chinese supermarket, we're good friends now. I get 3 kilos of that stuff, but it's now actually making real food as opposed to what I thought was clean eating. But taking the skin off of chicken, not eating pork sausages, but the chicken sausages. Actually, now I've dropped sausages from my diet because actually I don't really need those. So it's been a interesting transformation in what I actually do eat at home and when I go out. So again, one of your other tips was eat before you go out, so you don't arrive there hungry, which sounds counterintuitive, but it really does work, because now I'm going, well, actually, I have gone over, but I've only gone over by a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas before, had I turned up starving, there would have been a mountain of carbohydrates, and I'd have been like, this has just thrown me, it's knocked me back a week. So it found being an engineer by nature, I like detail. I like to be able to see metrics of what I've done, and this is the result. And if I've strayed, this is where it's gone wrong. But if I do it right, this is where it's working. So I like to be able to do that, and that's the motivation that I have to keep going. And then just by following that, feeling the changes in yourself. So feeling a little bit, getting up early in the morning was a challenge until I was doing your check-ins and I realised actually getting up earlier, but I'm still going to bed late. I need to go to bed earlier. So that change really made a difference energy-wise. So I've always been a morning person,
Yeah.
but even more so now because I'm leaving my wife. I'm going to bed at 10. She's still watching TV at 11, 12, whatever. But I'm in the gym or in the pool at 6:30. So that extra energy felt good, felt positive. I
Okay.
could see a little bit of the weight changes, but I got a tape measure. So when I'm doing the check-ins with you, there is the weight, but I'm also measuring my neck, my chest, my arms. So actually seeing those sizes change was a big motivator. Part of being remote is I'm normally dressed like this, but for so it's probably about March, April time, I had to go in and have a formal meeting.
Hmm.
I put on what I would consider a work shirt, and it looked like my dad's shirt. He was like, "Oh, the neck is big." And again, that was the motivation. Again, it's like, this is awesome. So now you start pulling out clothes that were at the back of the wardrobe that are now fitting. And I've now gone to the next stage where actually they're too big. I've had to change my wardrobe. That's your motivation. And then seeing people you haven't seen for a while, like, oh, you look different. Is it your hair? Is it? Oh, no. You're 15 kilos lighter. Who knew?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a consider when you think about that. It's I had a client the other day tell me that he lost a suitcase worth of weight, and that's something it's kind of really stuck with me because
Yeah.
that's essentially what's been done. You've lost a whole
But
suitcase.
you just can't picture where it was. So one of the challenges I'm going through now is we have one of those photo library things that come up on our TVs when you're not watching anything. Of course, I am just and these pictures going back 10 years, I'm huge. And I'm looking at these pictures now thinking, why didn't anybody say anything? I'm looking at it, I'm like, seriously? And my wife is like, I told you, but you would listen. You go, wow. And looking at myself now, obviously older, and measuring yourself with the pictures against the kids as they're getting taller, you're still this blob that's next to them. Then all of a sudden, yeah, we need to update our pictures. We need to get some slim granddad pictures in there.
That's all I like.
But the journey's not over, so the journey will continue because
Yeah,
it does feel good.
yeah, that's something I wanted to touch on. So, one, how do you feel now? And two, because the journey, yeah, you're right. The journey's not over now. This we've created a lifestyle. And I said this to you at the beginning. This isn't a program where you start and stop. This is something now we're making you into the fit Jayson, the fit granddad, the fit father. So now, do you feel like you have a system that you can keep for forever, essentially?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and just now keep refining it. So it's quite easy to fall off in different ways. So it's quite easy to fall off with actually not eating enough. So not eating enough is just as bad as overeating. Or if I skip that meal, I don't feel like it. What I am used to now is forcing myself to get that calorie intake in. And I force myself to hit those steps. So if I haven't got close to it and I know roughly by where I need to be within the day, well, then I will do a walk to the supermarket to buy something so I can just get those 3,000 steps in. And if it's a water thing, I know that if I haven't drunk the water by 8, it's going to be a long night. So I check myself by sort of 5, 6. Have I had enough water in? And I can tell now as a colour view, you're in. So all these little check bits that you put in place. And if I need a sweet treat, my go-to is that chocolate, banana, and peanut butter. That's 1.5 minutes.
Yeah. It's
But,
rules
oh,
and frameworks over plans. I think
yeah.
they're really powerful and they've changed my life. So last question from me then. Let's just say there's someone watching now who's on the fence. They're thinking about committing to their own health and fitness journey, thinking about coming on board with the team. What would you say to them? And another way I could frame it is, what would you say to you 6 months ago?
If you're looking at your video and you're thinking about it, you're already sold. You know you need to do it. And I think the only financial expense was the watch, obviously your fees. But I did have an Apple Watch. I thought I could do it with just pen and paper. No, go all in. You need the phone, you need the apps, you need the watch so you can measure everything. And you will, I think the noise of so many different people and TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Sky TV, everybody telling you about these weight loss things. So much of it, so much noise. Who do you believe? Who do you trust? I think the amount of data that you have that you can monitor yourself is what I would say was the pushing point for me. Because it literally came down to I could lie and not put everything in, but I'm only lying to myself.
Yeah.
I could skip standing on the weights because I know I was bad yesterday and I don't want to see the weight today. So I could miss that. But you see that. You go, well, Jayson, why are you not weighed yourself? We went through that phase where I had to send you pictures of everything that I was consuming. And you came up with, right, pork sausages, they got to go, replace that with chicken, yeah, cut down on, there's something else you found and that was eating. But actually, it's more of a mentor. You're there helping us, pushing us, but it's really is what you put in is what you get out. If you want to cheat and lie to yourself, you can.
Yeah.
But you're giving us all the tools, and we're measuring ourselves with the tools that you're giving us and the help, the encouragement. And it's that feeling when you see it go down and you look at the trend and the trend is down like that, you think,
Yeah.
that's the motivation for the next day to make sure it goes down again and again. And I think just with the plan, the way that you did it, or it was laid out for me, it reached my expectations. The first 5 kilos, I knew I could do that because I've always done that. So I was making sure that I was doing everything that you said because in my head, it had to go under 125 to be a win.
Yeah.
To really be doing something, I had to go below 120. Then I could say, whatever happens, at least I'm 10 kilos lighter.
Yeah.
That was my mindset. So that when we were sort of gradually just sailed through that and carried on going, this is working. And then with the whole clothes thing, because I hadn't noticed that, but then it became, my wife got me I'm normally 2XL, and she got me a large t-shirt, and I didn't realise, and I put it on, normally it fitted. She told me, you just dropped 2 t-shirt sizes. But, oh, wow, I haven't done anything, and then it became, oh, let's try these trousers I wasn't able to wear before that, but oh my God, now they're too big. So, we're coming into summer here in the UK. Actually, I need new shorts. We've just been away on a couple of trips. New wardrobe. I needed new shorts. I needed new swimming trunks. So the trunks I was wearing for my swimming as part of the program became too big, got ridiculously too big. I had to change them. So I get these little like encouragements along the way. It's like
Wins.
So my favourite belt I'm wearing now. I've had it a while, but because of my size, I've had to have it re-altered. I've been to the shoe repairers. He's cut down my belt, reshaped it, and put 3 new holes in it. So it's like it becomes real. It's like, oh, hold on. Normally at this point, I would have bottomed out and come back up, but still going. Eating still there, love. Drinking water. This would normally be a can of something. It's just, yeah. I would say if you're thinking about doing it and you're at this stage of looking at the videos and you're still not sure, do it. I think the other encouragement was he showed me some of the other guys, the scales of what they did. So, well, yeah, because it is all down to you. You put in the information. You can lie to yourself and say, well, I won't add that Mars bar, or I won't add that I just had that potato, or what. But if you're true to yourself and you log everything, it becomes quite clear what you need to stop. Because there's some foods that are not filling, but are really heavy in calories. And you think, 400 calories for a croissant.
Yeah.
I could have had, you know, 200 grams of chicken thighs done in Korean barbecue sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Funny enough, croissants are one of the least satiating foods, which means they don't fill you up at all as well. They're
No,
really hard.
but it's just calorie hole.
Yeah, yeah. The croissants are specifically bad. Delicious, but really bad.
Yeah. So and it's just the apps allow you to go, well, it makes sense. I thought, it's just a piece of bread. Well, no, look at it differently. Look at salads are virtually free. So why aren't you eating more salads and some rice? 100 grams of basmati and 200 grams of protein and salad. That is a main meal. Whereas,
And it's delicious as well. It's not you're not
yeah,
sacrificing, anything, which is the main thing.
well, I've got an air fryer now, which is like my best friend because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know literally and I batch cook. So I get the 2 kilos, I do everything. It's all in the air fryer. It's cooked. Then I have it in the tubs, so I'm ready. So whenever I'm ready to eat, I've got my dinners worked out. My breakfast, I know what I'm doing, so I can put that in. And then my lunch is either a bit of what I had the night before, or I can make something out. But it's having it not so much on tap, but prepared. So
Yeah.
there is no, I'm starving now. I'll just make a sandwich because it's quick. If I'm starving now, I'll pull it out of the fridge into the microwave, chop it up, maybe do some cucumber, tomato, meal, done. And it's just that. But your system leads you to do that because you can see, looking at the app, actually, if I do have that sandwich, that's blowing my calorie intake for lunch, and I'm still going to be hungry, so I'm going to be cheating later in the afternoon.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And the best thing is you can keep this for life now. It's not. This isn't something where you've kind of just mindlessly been following a program. Like you've learned, and now these are things you can put into your lifestyle. So man, Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you from a personal perspective as well and getting to know you. And yeah, I look forward to continued results. Sub 100 would be a pretty impressive feat. And
That's the goal.
yeah, I'm always here to support as well. So shoot me a message if anything. But I appreciate your time, and anyone who is on the fence or thinking about it or hasn't had the conversation with me yet, just shoot me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram is usually best. Let's have a chat and see if this could be a good fit for you. Wonderful, Jason.
Thank you.